Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap and also welcome to the government scheme session. The scheme that we are covering today it is newly launched and its name is Garib Kalyan Yojana. Now I know most of you must be thinking that you have heard of this name before, right? But I want to tell you here that the scheme that you are thinking of it is of similar name, but it has ended in December 2022, and this is a new scheme with new features that has been launched in that will be applicable from 1st of January 2023. So what are the benefits under this? What is the scheme all about? We are going to understand in this session. But before starting the session, to the new audience, we have come up with one-stop solution guide to all your queries if you are preparing for central regulatory bodies. So if you want to join RBI, NABARD or SEBI, you must be having many doubts, starting from what the organization do for the economy, right? And how will you contribute to it when you join it at a certain post. After that, you must want to know that are you eligible or not, right? That is the basic concern. That is your education qualification, is it valid to appear for the examination, is your age still allow you to sit in the examination, and all such queries have been the doubts have been cleared in this. After that, you must want to know the syllabus and pattern of phase 1, phase 2, interview, how things go. Everything has been mentioned with previous year cutoff, with the sources that you can refer, and also a 6-step guide you can follow to achieve your dream. So if you want to download these comprehensive guidebooks of free of cost, the link it is present in the description box below. Now do not skip this particular slide, because all the essence of the scheme has is mentioned in this, and if you have understand this, rest will be a revision. Okay, so we'll start with the scheme that is your PM Garib Kalyan Yojana. But before starting that, we have to understand how this food security and these welfare schemes that are currently running in India. So see what happens. The National Food Security Act we have, that is of 2013. This act is of 2013, and under it, as the name suggests, what we are providing, we are focusing on the providing food security across the nation. Okay, so here what happens, ration card you must have heard of, many people have ration card, and there are ration shops, and there you can go, and then there from there you can buy grains. And this is for all the people, for all the beneficiaries who cannot afford or who don't want to spend on the branded grains or the food items that are available in the market, right? For example, if you don't want to have Shakti Bhog atta because that is costly, what most people do, they buy the wheats from these shops, they buy wheat from shops, they wash it at home, and then they just go to chakki and get flour out of it, right? So this is the basic idea. So what happens under National Food Security Act, ration cards are distributed, and people, they can buy they can go and they can buy the food grains from the ration shops. Okay, so now under these ration cards are also categorized into APL, that is above poverty line, BPL, that is below poverty line, and then we have one more section that is Antoday Ann cards, and this comes under Antoday Ann Yojana. Currently in today's lecture we will focus on Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana, so we will not be in detail discussing the NFSA Act and Antoday Ann Yojana, but I'll give you a brief idea so that you can understand this the today's lecture in a better way. Now in Antoday Ann Yojana, it belongs to, or these cards are distributed to the poorest of poor, means poor people will belong to BPL, right? But there is a category who cannot even afford one time meal, two time meal. Okay, so for them we have another section that is Antoday Ann Yojana, and of course they will be getting more benefit under the act than the rest of two. I'll explain in a while, but for me, just let me explain the different categories. Okay, so we have Antoday Ann card, we have BPL, APL. In that also we have category, especially in BPL we have PHS, that is priority households, and then we have non-priority household. Now what is the difference? From name itself we can understand, in BPL category also some will be the people, or in APL or the other section apart from the Antoday Ann cards, there will be two sections, either the household who are much capable than the rest if we compare them, right? So in these, who will be given more priority? The priority households will be given priority. Okay, so now what happens in NFSA Act, the basic idea or concept is you have a particular store from where you can buy ration. There's always availability of ration, right? Because NFSA Act, it talks about accessibility, affordability and availability. These are the three pillars of NFSA, right? So now what happens under this, only PHH, because we are talking about priority household and Antoday Anna beneficiaries of Antoday Anna Yojana or Antoday Anna Yojana households, these two are provided ration at subsidized rate. What does it mean? That for the rest of the people, for example, who belong to non-priority household, they can get for example, any grain for 15 rupees per kg, 20 rupees per kg, depending on, and of course this will be much lesser than the what brands they provide in the market, but they will have to pay the amount whatever the government has decided. But in the case of PHH, if the beneficiaries belong to PHH or Antoday Anna Yojana household, they will be given these products at subsidized rate. For example, wheat they'll get at rupees 2 per kg. If we talk about rice, they can buy these right at rupees 3 per kg, and the coarse grain or millets, you can say, they will get, the beneficiaries, they can buy them at rupees 1 per kg. So you can look at that how there's a difference of the money that has to be spent by the beneficiaries, but these will be only provided to PHH and AAY category. And in that also we have this limit that for the household that belong to Antoday Anna Yojana or who comes under that, they will be provided 35 kg per family. So this is what limit has been decided for AAY, and for PHH it has been said 5 kg per person per family. So what does it mean? That for AAY, no matter how many persons are there, you will get 35 kg, because these are the beneficiaries who belongs to the poorest of poor. That is why they are given more privilege under this, and all this at subsidized rate. And for priority household, by center it is 5 kg per person, but of course this can change from state to state, because if a state want to contribute, so in some state it can be 8 kg per person, so 5 kg by the center government and 3 kg by the state government, right? So this is what the basic general idea that is we have under NFSA 2013 Act. And do mind that these rates can always be changed by central government, but it cannot be more than MRP. That's what our National Food Security Act 2013 it says. Okay, so this was, so here you can understand how much amount of money the government is spending on subsidies for food security, right? So this was going on. Now what happened? COVID-19 it happened. Okay, COVID-19 occurred, and we looked at that how many these migrants, poor laborers, they were at that position that they cannot even afford food, because there were no jobs available for them, right? Because they work on daily wages, they work for the daily wages and on daily basis, so they could not afford that. So for them, what the government has done for the poors and migrants, what they have done, they have come up with Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana. Now this was the scheme that was given. Garib, for the Kalyan means fortune of, Garib means poor. Okay, Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana, in which government was doing what? They were providing 5 kg of free ration in addition to this subsidized rate. What does it mean? That if I belong to Antoday Anna Yojana category, I'll be getting free 5 kg ration that is provided by central government. And if I, in addition to that, if I want to buy more, then I will have to pay the subsidized rate of wheat, rice and coarse grain. Okay, I hope that is clear. Or for example, if I belong to priority household, priority household, I will get free 5 kg ration as per the PM Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana that was launched as a Atmanirbhar Bharat package to fight COVID-19. And if I want to add more to it, if I want more ration for my family, then in addition to the free ration, I'll get that and subsidized rate. Okay, so this was the idea behind this. Now here you can look at how much government have to bear loss. Okay, why? Because they are already, because see, what do you think, is the government in profit if they are providing something in subsidy? Although this is important, because the beneficiaries, they cannot afford, but still we cannot ignore the fact that government, they have to bear loss. Okay, even if that is for good cause. Now in addition to that, this Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana was launched, where free of cost ration is being provided. And do mind that this was extended to from time to time, from first phase till seventh phase. So this scheme was launched for this scheme used to launch for certain months, then it was extended, and this seventh phase, it was started somewhere in September 2022, and then finally in December 2022 the government decided that they are going to stop this. Okay, now this scheme has been stopped. Okay, but this scheme has been in 2022, and in 2023 the government, they came up again with the similar name, Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana. Now what does it mean? Now it means that for this year, for the year 2023, people who are getting benefit under NFSA Act 2013 of PHH, of Priority Household and Antyodaya Anna Yojana, they do not would have to bear this amount also. What does it mean? First of all, we have to understand the previous Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana, which was providing 5 kg of free ration in addition to the subsidized rate, that has been stopped. Okay, and this subsidized rate, which first the beneficiaries AAY and PHH beneficiaries, that they have to provide, they will not be giving this. So what does it mean? It means that the PHH and AAY, they will get food this year, and what is the limit? 35 kg per family in case of Antyodaya Anna Yojana, and 5 kg per person per household in priority household, free of cost this year. Okay, so this scheme is all about that. So what is PM Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana? So what does it say? It says that all the beneficiaries who are under PHH and AAY, they will get free of cost food grains this year. So this particular limit has been eradicated, and this was the question that came in the last this NABARD examination only, about the food subsidy rates. But so if this year food subsidy rates have been asked, so what is the answer? The answer is 0. They do not have to pay. Okay, this is what the scheme is all about. Now any question can come from it, and I know you will be able to answer, but for a revision sake, you can say, let's have now let's look at it. So the launcher of the scheme is 2023 from 1st January, and for 1 year, do mind, for 1 year only, for now this scheme has been extended, and this falls under the Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution. There can be a question in your mind that why government is providing free of cost. This I'll explain in the end of the session. But now the aim is to provide free food grains, and I hope now you will understand that how they have kind of merged the idea of PM Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana with the national food security that the government was already providing. Kind of both the visions have been merged. So to provide free food grains to 31.35 crore beneficiaries, that constitutes 67% of the total population. Objective is to strengthen the provision of NFSA Act 2013 in terms of what are the 3 pillars of NFSA: accessibility of the food grains, affordability, and its availability. Beneficiaries to all the households that are under Antyodaya Anna Yojana and priority households. Okay, non priority household, they were anyway not getting any additional benefit under the scheme, right? They were getting the food at the normal rates, food grains at the normal rates. They'll tend to have so. Okay, now what are the key features? Food grains will be provided to beneficiary for the year 2023. Do mind, this is for this year only. It can change next year, it may not change next year, right? As per the entitlement under NFSA, we have already understood. For PHH, it is 5 kg per person per household, per household, and then we have Antyodaya Anna Yojana. In that we are getting 35 kg per household. Will subsume two subsidy scheme. So this PM Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana, that will subsume two sub schemes. Do not confuse that it is going to subsume the one that was running till December 2022. No, that has been ended. That was the additional food support that the government was providing, right? Here it will subsume two subsidy schemes, that is food subsidy to FCI and food subsidy for decentralized procurement states dealing with procurement, allocation, delivery of food grains to states under NFSA. What is this food subsidy to FCI? Because see, FCI are the ones that procure the grains in by providing MSP to the farmers, right? So what happens, because from where the government is procuring all these food grains to further give it to the beneficiaries? From FCI only. So it happens under this food subsidy to FCI, the government, what they do, that they have to pay 95% in advance to FCI, so that they can take the grains from them. Okay, we need not to go deep down. Anyway, it has been subsumed in it, but to give you a brief idea so that you don't have any confusion. And another food subsidy that is provided to all the states that will doing allocation under this. Okay, so this was the all scheme this is about. Okay, so this was the government, they announced this particular new scheme on December 24, 2022, but on 11th Jan they gave this name. When they announced about this on 24th December, they just gave a brief idea that they are going to come up with new integrated food scheme, food grain scheme for all the beneficiaries to provide food security. But on 11th Jan they gave this a name, that is Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana, and the central government will spend more than 2 lakh crore in 2013 as food subsidy, it is expected. Okay, initially you can assume that they were providing more subsidy because they were providing food grains more to it. Okay, now why government has taken this step? So see, it has been assumed that government anyway they were bearing loss, right? Because they were providing additional to Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana that got ended in 2022, and this food security also. Now what the some of the state government, this is what news says, that some of the states, what they used to do, whatever the subsidized rates were 3 to 1, the state used to declare in their particular native states that to the beneficiaries that the state will bear this cost. So ultimately even the central government is bearing so much loss, who is getting the credit for it? The state governments only, right? Because they are saying that they will bear the cost, and beneficiaries of PHH and Antyodaya Yojana who desperately are in need of these helps, they'll get free of cost. Okay, so anyway the most of the beneficiaries, they were getting free of cost, and the government, their loss will be reduced because one scheme that they provide as Atmanirbhar Bharat package, that is being stopped. But yes, now by this there will be some loss, but it is not as much as they were bearing before, and ultimately maybe they want the credit, or they deserve the credit. That is something different, and we need not to discuss that. That will not be asked in examination. But that's all. I hope you liked the session, and I hope this session was fruitful, and now this scheme is clear that the subsidized raised of 3 to 1 which we were studying for examination, just forget about it. Now it is not valid for at least this year, for year 2023 under NFSA Act. Okay, now the question you have, how much food ration are Antyodaya Yojana and household priority households entitled to? Okay, so we have discussed, it was not present in written form, but if you have watched the session you will be able to answer this. So these are the toppers of the last session. A and B was the right answer. Option 1, that was A and B was the right answer. Saurabh Kumar said the right answer, and thank you. Satish said the right answer, and here's one request from his side. Madam, please make modules on Government of India policies, like policies on ST. Okay. See, usually the scheme is just, the sessions are just on the schemes, but if some policies that are important, I'll definitely make them in the further sessions, and if I cannot, I'll ask the team, the responsible person, to make them, so that you have all the benefits from the YouTube sessions. Mohan said the right answer because yes, the overdraft limit was increased from 5,000 to 10,000, not 8,000, right? So this is what is also asked in examination. They can give you some another data of the previous also, so you must be aware of from how much to how much the particular amount has been extended. So Ashish Mishra, in this he have explained all the key features of Jan Dhan Yojana in a lucid manner. Then we have Khanna said the right answer. Then we have Madhu Bharti saying the right answer. Then we have Utune said the right answer. Then we have Abhishek saying the right answer. And then we have Shivangi also saying the wrong right answer, and also how it was the statement that was incorrect, why it was incorrect. Okay. Then we have Swara saying the right answer. Then we have Vardhaman saying the right answer, Rishabh saying the right answer, Sumaya saying the right answer, Neetu also saying the right answer. And Shika, I hope in this video my voice were more clear and understandable. So that is all in this session. If you have any doubt, any query, you can always write to us. If you want me to cover any scheme, the suggestions are always welcome. And do subscribe to our YouTube channel if you liked my video and you want to watch such more. So we'll meet again in another session with another scheme. Until then, all the very best for examination, and thank you.